Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. That's right, our final wrestling show of 2024. We are in 2025 now, but this is the last show of 2024. We are covering Stardom's Dream Queendom 2024. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. Um, Guys, a couple days late, but we did it. A couple days late, but we did it.
Counts.
It counts.
Counts.
Thank you so much. We hit 350 subs. I appreciate it. Shout out to Alex, my coworker. He's number 350. So if you're watching this, shout out to you. You're number 350. Appreciate it.
And
So
thank you to the first person that's going to unsubscribe now that they heard this to make it
yes,
349.
but let us aim for 500 for the end of this year. The drive for five. Let's call it that.
The drive for 5,000 is what I'm driving for here.
Well, we'll get Campo up to 5,000. We'll get
No,
us to
just
five.
you.
Yeah, not in a year. That won't happen. Well, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Stranger Things, the TV show.
Yes, which will be airing their final season this year, now that they're all like in their 40s.
That was good. That was good. Caught me off guard. It's true.
So
Factual.
we'll get right into Stardom. So there were three pre-shows. They did not air two, but they aired one of them. And they kind
Okay.
of had to air this one, which was Wingori versus Hate because it was for the Goddess of Stardom Championship, the tag belts.
I'm trying to think, was this the first match I watched?
This was the first match I watched. Hana and Ida versus Momo Watanabe and Tekla.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Tekla was the first match. Why is
Yeah.
this a pre-show match?
I don't know. It's Tekla. Tekla should be on the main card.
It's weird for me because we'll talk about it as we go, but like the first chunk of matches here are just random silly
Yeah.
like group things. And it's like
Yes.
why wouldn't this be on the main card and one of those be on the pre-show?
Yep. But this
The
was a pretty
tag
good
belts were on the pre-show.
yes, but this was a
Yeah,
pretty good match though.
it was. It was. It's a little I don't know how to describe how the match was. It wasn't a bad match, but it was very like not gimmicky, but it felt like they just did the greatest hits of a
Yeah.
match. Like whatever you think would normally be in one of these matches just
And
happened. And
and Tekla and Watanabe, they dominated in this match.
yeah, and they don't even win, do they?
No, Wingori are your new champions.
Yeah,
So
it's
Hanan and Saya Aida are your new Goddess of Stardom championships, which is so strange because Watanabe and Tekla are big names, and these are two like young upstarts, I guess.
yeah, it was a weird choice because the other two wrestlers definitely were not as good.
No. There was one, I think it was Hanan. She was like beaten. This was the one in the green, yellow, and white
Yeah.
outfit. Like she was just like beaten down for the entire match.
Yeah.
So with that, we get our typical 20 to 45 minute intermission, and then we get to the main show. We got Empress, Nexus Venus, Shirakawa, Hanako, and Tsukiyama and Rion against God's Eye members Saki Kashima, Lady C, Hina, and Tomoko Inaba, and Hate members Rina, Inaba, Ruka, and Fukijin Death. So this was a three-way tag team match with four members in each team. So it was a 12-person three-way match, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so four teams of three,
Yes. Three teams of four.
three teams of four.
Yeah.
Um, there was a lot to pay attention to in this
Yes.
match. There was fun spots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was too hectic, and the camera had a real struggle showing us what was going on.
So they just kept showing us Mina.
Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that for the most part in this show is some of the best production value I've seen in terms of like
Yeah.
where to be filming. Like they got really good angles of things that probably look like they missed if you filmed it like head on, but like
Yeah.
from the angles they got, it was like a movie where it's like a stage punch and it like perfectly showed it, and I was
Yeah.
very surprised.
I think this was the same arena where they did that first one that we watched in Dream Queendom 2, which was I think 2002 or 22.
It could have been. It looked like Rio Goku kind of.
Yeah, I don't think it was though. I'll take a look right now. Timmy's on. It was Real Goku.
Yeah, okay. It looked like the seats. That's why
Yeah,
the way the bottom level of seats looked.
yeah, it was Real Goku. But yeah, this could have been better served, I think, if they wanted to do a battle royal type of thing, because Noah did one and New Japan did one. This is
Yeah,
being
we'll talk
recorded
about
on
Noah's when we get there because that was not fucking
good.
good.
No.
I
The
don't know what
show,
the hell
I
that
like the
was.
show, but that was not
I don't
good.
know. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah,
Yeah.
New Japan always does the Rambo at the beginning of
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom, which I have not watched, so please no spoilers.
I've only watched the Rambo,
Oh, that's a Rambo 1 or Rambo 2.
First Blood.
Nice.
Yeah. I did not draw first blood.
Can go up that river.
So it was basically a showcase for Mina. They're really they're pushing hard for Mina because she has a match. As of this recording, she has a match tomorrow night, which is the Sunday. This is being recorded on a Saturday. She has a match on the Sunday against Mercedes Monet. So they're really trying to push her.
Also, for a second, pause for Perv.
Hmm.
Um, isn't it weird that how like I'm not saying anything bad about her generally, but isn't it weird how much better looking she is on Stardom shows? Like, is there something going on?
I don't know.
She looks
Yeah,
completely different.
yeah.
Maybe it's just my brain or the lighting or something, but it's just like I was like, wait, what the fudge sickles? Okay,
It's
pause
probably
for
the lighting.
voiceover.
Let's chalk it up to the lighting.
Chalk it up to the lighting. Call Putty.
Chalk it, yeah. But she does get the win. So we'll go into another match, which is another multi-person tag match. See, you could take those 12 and those 8 and have a 20-person battle royal.
Or you could just put one of them on the pre-show.
Yeah. We have Neo Genesis, Azumi Meisera, Suzu Suzuki, and Amaski against Stars members Mayui Watani, Hazuki Koguma, and Momo Kogo.
So there was apparently another big Stardom event on the second, um,
The third.
third,
Hmm.
and then there's the two shows, Wrestle Dynasty and Wrestle Kingdom.
Hmm.
So I think that's specifically why a lot of these big names like Azumi and Hazuki and Mina Shirakawa were not in any big matches here and were on these like mixed
Yeah,
uh
because I know on Wrestle Dynasty you got, or Wrestle Kingdom, you got Azumi versus Iwatani.
Iwatani, and then you have the on Wrestle Dynasty you have the winners of the four companies that
Yeah,
wrestle. So I think it was mostly to protect the wrestlers.
yeah. Because it was a big show, but if I'm looking at the card and there's a lot of like good matches, but none of them are for the like there's no title matches on that card.
Yeah,
So we'll see. But Neo Genesis does win, not Sega. Neo Genesis wins, and
nice.
Azumi gets the pin on Watanabe, or not Watanabe, it's on Iwatani.
Azumi is really good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to become really like partial to Hazuki. Like I think that she's
Hmm.
so underappreciated.
Yeah. But Hazuki wasn't in this match. You're talking Suzuki.
Sorry, Suzuki is really good as
Yeah.
well. That's what I meant. And I meant Azumi this whole
Hmm.
time. I had them in reverse. But also Hazuki is super underrated.
Yes, she is. She had a great match against Thing the other night.
She's on this pay-per-view somewhere.
No, Hazuki is not on this
Are
pay-per-view.
you sure? I'm pretty sure she's in one of these matches.
Hazuki was in the with Mayu Iwatani.
Yeah,
Yes, she
Mayu
was on the other
Iwatani.
team. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is a good match too. It was fine. I mean, there was nothing really. This is where we're at, like you said. There's a lot of matches, but not a lot going on. So with that, we got our next match, which is Asare Anu against Mika Iwata.
Okay.
This is where it
So
started picking up.
I need to just get this out of the way. And maybe spoilers. I think this is my women's match of the year.
Really?
And I think Iwata is now my favorite women's wrestler. I never seen
Yeah.
anything like that in my entire life.
Iwata
It
was
was literally like
fantastic.
it was like a real fight. I was like I
Yeah.
was watching she was literally kicking the shit out of her.
Yes, and Iwata was taking it.
It was nuts. It was
Yeah.
an absolutely nutso match.
Okay, this is probably why Iwata is so good. She was trained by Satomura.
Yeah, okay, there you go. And
It
but
shows.
she feels like
A
the
legit fighter.
the way that she fights, it feels a lot like Shuri. And the
Hmm.
way that her vibe that she gives off felt like Julia. It felt very like, I'm so serious. Like, you better take me seriously.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this person? I saw when they came out, I'm like, oh no, I'm getting a match between two people. I don't know who the hell these people
I
are.
mean, we know who Anu is.
Yeah,
Anu
to a
is.
point,
Yeah.
a noose, but
Yeah, we're familiar with her name.
but what a match.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
like,
not expecting to like this
no.
match. And I even wrote down like this was fantastic. Iwata has potential. Like this is like she's gonna be a big star. They're gonna fast track
I
her.
could see it already. This is the
Yeah.
faster she's going to blow up, and she's like a lone wolf too. She's not riding with
Yeah,
anybody,
she's
right?
no faction,
Yeah,
no nothing. She's on her own.
it's gonna be not. They're she's
Yeah.
gonna get a put over from like Shuri for sure. Which there's a match coming up, and I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah. So with that, Iwata does take the loss in this match. She loses, but in the loss, she looked great.
But
It
the
was
way
more of
that
a
she did lose the match was just like a surprise roll up,
yeah, and yeah. But our
right?
next
That's what
match,
wasn't that what it
yeah,
was?
it was just a quick roll up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, our next match, this is the one you're talking about, Shuri versus Konami.
This was such a waste of time. I understand it was to tell a story, but
Yeah,
they
she knocks. What does she do? She pretty much knocks out Konami, and then the rest of Hate come into the ring and beat
yeah.
on. And it
I mean the
literally, it's
knockout looked really good,
yeah,
but it was set up so that it would be a run in, and I'm thinking, okay, this is just they're gonna write Shuri off TV, and this is how they want to do it. And then there's a run in, but
by
the
the rest of
cameras
Hate.
catch don't. Who's the girl that comes in to like back her up, but then is not really backing her up?
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, see, I missed that too. I meant to look it up and I forgot. So shame on me, to be
Yeah,
honest, for doing a podcast about reviewing and I forgot to look it up. But she comes in to save her and then like challenges her kind of, and it's the way that it's done. They don't catch it properly, so it's
yeah,
like the crowd doesn't react to it because nobody really knows what's happening, and then it's just like it wasn't like a surprise.
yeah,
So it felt weird. It felt like an entire weird segment. It all lasted like 4 minutes.
yeah. The whole like the match itself was 30 seconds.
Yeah, literally 30
Yeah,
seconds.
and Shuri gets the win because she
It
got
was
beaten out.
disqualification. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we get Natsuko Tora against Maika in a no DQ match. Holy shit,
This was a really good match. This is
it was
probably
like one of the best hardcore matches I've seen.
it's yeah, it was definitely the best women's like plunder match of the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Better. I like this one better than the Suzuki and Great Khan match.
Oh yeah. The thing with like the cut up Sapporo bottles was nuts, or the
Yeah,
Sapporo cans. Like
cans.
that's so dangerous.
Yeah,
All you have to do is hit that a little bit wrong and you're
and that's
sliced open.
you're sliced open. I'm sure they some of them were dulled down, so it
I'm
doesn't.
pretty sure probably they all were, but still, it's
Yeah,
still like
it's still dangerous. Like it pierces through you. That's it. Yeah, but it was cool
it's
though. It's a cool
yeah.
spot
There was some really good spots here. There was a lot of blood. It took it started off really furiously and then it kind of just like slowed down and
in
then
the
it just
middle,
like
and then at
picked
the
up
end.
like crazy.
Yeah, it literally did. Yeah,
Very entertaining though.
yeah. And I don't even recognize Tora anymore.
No,
Like
eh?
especially now with the shaved head and the bleach, like with the bleach
It's
hair.
like she's trying to be Kong. What was her name?
Aja Kong.
Aja Kong. It's that's like what the look
Yeah,
that she's going for.
yeah. This was yeah, because this was very much hate focused.
Well, I mean, they're a really good faction.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talent. Because even
I'm
Tora, she
becoming
used
a
to be a
big
little bit
fan.
smaller though, didn't she?
I don't know. I don't remember that. I remember her just because of the face,
Yeah.
really. But yeah, I really like Hate. I like what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Really good faction. And I really thought Micah was going to win. Instead, they give Tora the win.
Yeah, and so I thought that was not bad. Um, the way that when it happened was like Micah was really building up a lot of offense, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden just got absolutely demolished for like 3 minutes of nonstop destruction and just kept kicking out, kicking out, kicking out.
Yeah. It's like they Hate lost the first match and lost the belts, and it felt like they won every single match after that.
There's got to be a reason they took the tag belts. Maybe
Yeah.
they're leaving.
Maybe. Maybe Tekla's gone. Maybe Tekla's joining I don't know.
Julia and Tekla and
Back.
Stephanie as a trio.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So with that, we get our next match. Starlight Kid challenging Natsupoi for the Wonder of Stardom Championship.
I mean, I like long hair Natsupoi for number one.
Hmm.
Um, it was a good match. It
Yeah,
it it had a really good back and forth. It was hard hitting, but it's weird because it's like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this match.
it was good. It's just I don't know. For me, their styles are a little bit too different for me.
They didn't, yeah, it didn't play well. Like it didn't flow well. It was a good
Yeah,
overall match, but you could see like that they weren't like good dance partners.
yeah. Like it wasn't as choreographed as some of the other.
No, and there's a big one that's gonna come up later that we'll talk about. It's
Mhm.
probably next. I don't know.
I think that
Anyways,
yeah, because this is the co-main event, right?
yeah,
So yeah, but we get a title change. We get Starlight Kid winning the Wonder of Stardom
which is
Championship.
good. I
Yes,
like that.
it's about time. We've been talking about Starlight Kid getting a little bit of shine, getting a little bit of gold on around her waist, and
Yeah, there has to be a push for her to be going to move up.
yeah, because we've been talking about her for what, the last 3 years since we've been covering Stardom, and
Yeah.
it's about time they give her a little bit. So
It's
she
funny
does
because we watch this every year and like, well, I guess it's only been 3 years, but then we're like, oh, we got to watch more Stardom, and then we don't. Like we
to
obviously
be
watch the big one here and there,
yeah,
but this is like their big event.
yeah. This is like from this event, I would say Dream Queendom all the way up to like say, I guess New Year's Dash. You have all those major Japan shows because you got Noah, you got Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, and now Dash too, right? So
Yeah, those are the biggest shows. Kingdom Day, day one. What is it called? New Year's Day?
New Year's Dash, yeah.
No, the Noah show.
New Year's Day, yeah.
Yeah, New Year's Day, and
Noah the
then
New
the
Year,
Noah the New Year. Yeah,
yeah. So Saya Kamitani is challenging Tam Nakano for the World of Stardom Championship, the red belt.
and it's like where, in my opinion, where has Tam been? You're the champion. I don't feel like anything
Doing
champion
TikToks,
about you, huh?
doing TikToks.
Yeah, probably doing TikToks. Like
She's
I don't.
no, she's like doing a lot of TikToks because I follow
It's
her on Instagram and
yeah.
like all her Instagram posts are all her TikTok dances.
It's just like I don't know. I lost my like, and we talked about this last time. I lost
Because
my
we
like
loved him.
love for Tam, kind of. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like I don't, but I'm not interested in her anymore as a wrestler.
Yeah.
It seems like she went from like the top of the card, the big, like looks like a little dainty girl and like has these hardcore serious matches into like
Yeah.
just being boring. She
Yeah.
got injured and she came back, and who cares?
And yeah, that's the thing. She had a big comeback from that injury about a year ago now, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
she won the belt,
Yeah.
right? Did she win the belt or did she lose that match against who was it? Was it against Julia?
She lost that match and then she won the belt later.
Yeah, from Micah.
Yeah. Which even Micah fell down the card on this one,
Micah beat
right?
Julia, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Micah is still like a huge name for
yeah.
them, though.
Yeah, especially this was especially after the after that mass exodus where everybody went to where a lot of people went to Marigold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, Tam beat Tora. Tora beat Micah.
Okay, there you go.
Tam vacated the belt because she got injured, and then Micah won the tournament at Dream Queendom last year.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
All right, we're learning. You see that?
yes, we're remembering. Timmy, thank you to Timmy for being on this for us. But yeah, hate member Kamitani is your new World of Stardom champion.
Okay, wait. Well, let's talk about this match because we got way off
Hmm.
topic.
Yes,
Um, I like her. I like the look.
I like
She,
Kamitani's new look.
yeah. It's the problem I have here is they had such bad chemistry together, and the
Hmm.
first 5 minutes of this match is an absolute slop fest.
Hmm.
They were
It's like they were
barely
trying to
hitting
find
each
their
other. They
groove.
were missing hits. They were doing like kicks where no one was even like reacting to it.
Hmm.
Like they forgot that they were supposed to be like. So I don't know.
Yeah. And then after that, though, once they started finding their groove, it started to get better.
It got better, but they weren't good. They didn't have
No,
chemistry together. I just
no,
didn't
but
feel it.
I feel Kamitani outshone Tam in this match.
for sure. And like I said, it's just something that's been going on since Tam came back. It just hasn't been the same.
Yeah. So I now back-to-back main events. You have Natsupoi lose and you have Tam lose. Could a Meltier reunion be coming up?
I mean, that's what you would hope for. Like this is my Super Bowl moment, like when Mariah May and
Hmm.
Rin Shirakawa got back together.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But then again, they're both infused with hate, so they wouldn't go after the belts.
Maybe Hate's gonna win the tag belts back.
You know what I
Listen,
have? You know what I have a
tag.
feeling? You know what I have a feeling? New Japan, IWGP Women's Tag Belts.
You think so? You think
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
get introduced to that tonight?
I think so. I think either tonight or tomorrow at Dynasty or one of these shows coming up. I think that's what's
There's
going
gonna
to
be a
happen.
surprise match for like the women's tag belts.
Yeah, and who better than Meltier to give the belts to as their first champion?
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe with their what is it? They do the All-Star Grand Prix, Stardom's All-Star Grand Prix,
Yeah.
five-star
I
Grand Prix.
I don't know. It's not a bad idea.
I wouldn't mind that. I
Maybe
mean,
that's why you took the
G
belts off Tekla and what's her face because the match is gonna be Meltier versus Tekla, and
versus Hate. Yep, I'd take that.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Which is funny because we tomorrow tune in tomorrow for our review of Noah. Which that will be up on Spotify. So make sure you're subscribed to the Spotify channel as well and find out when that episode will drop there. We have a GHC Women's Champion, which I just found out like a few weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah, I just found out too. It started in like the end of October, apparently.
Yeah,
That's funny. I looked it up.
and they weren't even on the card.
No,
It's mostly defended on was it Joshi Pro and Marigold and
they have a bunch of women's
yeah,
stuff.
and
Anyways,
was it Princess whatever it's called?
Princess Shining,
Superstar Sailor
superstar
Moon.
growing ice princess. It's a
But
40, 42
yes.
names.
Yeah. So we do have a new champ. Hate won most of their matches with the exception of the tag match and the disqualification in that other match. So they're really focusing on Hate. That's what leads me to believe we're getting a Meltier reunion versus Hate, and New Japan could be introducing tag belts.
Yeah, maybe. Just
That's just speculation. I'm
I
not
just
like
I'm
that's
very
what I hope. I'm not like predicting this. That's what
I'm
I hope
very
for.
very like desperate for them to take the belt off Mayu Iwatani.
Yes.
It's too I just it's gotta go.
Like I really hope I haven't watched it yet, but I really hope Azumi
Yeah, for like the sake of
wins.
the world.
Yeah, because Iwatani is like nah. And Emily May, you're a great host, you great interviewer, but Iwatani was not that good.
Yeah, like let's calm down.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you give the show?
So I don't know. Even the matches, like I'm poking a lot of holes in this event.
Yeah, but it
I
was
know
still
this
a
is
good event.
it was good. I was ready to go really high for it with the score, but like I felt like when you really think about some of the things, there even the bad matches were like 3 stars.
Yeah,
Okay, but it's like at the end of the day, it's because it was two wrestlers that just didn't have any chemistry
chemistry.
together.
Yeah, and these are feuds that have been building up for a long time too.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the new young wrestlers they're
Hmm.
showcasing here. Like, and we thought at first the loss of like Julia and stuff was going to be
Yeah,
a big hole in their system, and
but
it's
this is a
not.
chance for a lot of young up and comers to pull through. Like for example, Iwata, like she's gonna be right.
She's
Who
going to be
else do
great.
Iwata's gonna
The
be
girl that
great.
won the world title, I already forgot her name. She's going to be
Kamitani
great.
is going to be good. Hazuki, Suzuki, right? We got
Yeah,
like a lot of names up and coming. This could be a time for someone like Lady C to shine or something, right? We have Inaba and Rina. Like, there's a lot of like names that are up and coming. So I don't know. What'd you give it?
what did you give it?
Right? It's the story of the year, 7.4.
No, I'm higher than that. I wanted to give it an 8. 7.7. 7.8.
7.8. Okay. I think this is one of the biggest gaps we've had this year.
I think it was a really, really
Yeah.
good pay-per-view.
It
I
was a really
just
good
think,
pay-per-view. Like I said, I had difficulty to get, especially like I lost, I'll be honest, and I lost a lot of interest when we had those two multi-person tag matches. I was like, oh my God, here we go.
I
And
mean,
that's what,
but that's the thing though. They weren't actually bad matches. It was
no,
just it was too much of a clusterfuck.
yeah,
Like you couldn't really tell what was happening. But
yeah,
the match quality was not bad,
yeah. For
especially
someone
like
who's a little bit more maybe accustomed to the names and the wrestlers in Stardom, maybe they could follow it a little bit better. But for someone, like us or me, for example, even like, yeah, we can, we catch a little bit of Japanese here and there because we're starting to watch it now, but it's still difficult to follow and
oh yeah,
who's
well
who.
we also didn't watch it in English. I just so everybody knows why it was even more confusing.
Yeah.
Um, but like the two team match, I was good with. When it was the three teams, I was like, there's too much going on, and I
Yeah.
don't know who's who because there's like four of those girls in that match, and two of them were on the same team, and the other ones were not, and they all look exactly the same
Yes.
ring gear, the same style, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I'm
Um,
seeing double, four crusties.
yeah, it's like that's one thing that I find is what I like about hate
Kamitani? Which
hate
hate.
they
They're all
all
in
look
black.
not only do they all wear black, but they all have an individual personality look where there's
Yeah.
like there's a huge chunk of this roster that just looks like Tam Nakano and Natsupoi. Like they dress in those
They
little
all look like
fairy
pop idols.
outfits. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
the
like
pop idols.
like I can tell what Mina Shirakawa looks like because she's very distinctive what she's wearing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we could tell what Micah looks like because she just looks different than everybody else. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like it's
Shuri looks different. Starlight Kid wears a mask, so we know
yes,
Star.
right. But it's like then you have that group of like younger ones that they all dress exactly the same. And maybe it's because it's like a young lion thing. Like
Hmm.
on Noah, this is my thing about Noah, which we'll talk about. When all of them come out in just the black trunks and they all
Who's
have the
who?
same haircut and the same like muscular like gym look, how the fuck do I know who's wrestling unless you're like
A-
zooming in right on their face all the time?
And we watch this in English.
Yeah, and I watch Noah all the time. But it's like
Yeah.
you when you get those people you don't know, and it's a young lion thing. It must
Yeah.
be, right? And they
Yeah, it
dress them
has to
all
be.
exactly the same, and you're like, okay.
Because I think they also put them as like pop idols and stuff like
But
that too,
it's
right?
like New Japan Strong.
Right.
If we were watching it on mute and they started trotting out all those white wrestlers that are brand new to them, we wouldn't know the difference between any of
No.
them. They all look
Well, it's
exactly
like
the same.
even when we first started watching Strong, we couldn't distinguish between the DKC and like Matt
Yeah.
Vandergriff and like
Oh my God, they were, and that's what I mean. And then the outfit they have to wear is just black trunks with black boots, and they all
yeah.
have the same haircut.
Well, for the longest time, we used to get confused. Oscar Lube
I still don't know the difference between Oscar Lube and what's
and
his face,
Bolton Oleg.
Walton Oleg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
do you
even think.
once they get their like personality, see,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, well, we watch so much New Japan, but every wrestler has their own personality
Yeah.
except Young Lions. They're just like,
But even Noah, we watch probably more New Japan than we do Noah, but we still can distinguish who's who in Noah.
and Noah has a weird thing where a lot of the wrestlers have that like punk emo rocker look.
Yeah, the colored hair and
And I can still tell the difference between all of them without having like
yeah,
volume on.
you put Hayata and you put Yohei in the ring, and I can tell
Yeah.
you who's
Yeah,
who.
Tedeschi or whatever the fuck his
Yeah,
name is.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
But it's like it's weird too, and like it's grainy. We're not watching it in like triple HD,
yeah,
so I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. But
yeah.
I'm not racist.
No, it's
Okay, but
they
yeah,
look
it's
different. Like they do look different. It's just
but
their
yeah, but you have
outfits
to
are the
zoom
same.
in on their face.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
When it's a
They're
big match with all this stuff happening, and they're all wearing the same outfit and have the same color hair and the same haircut.
yeah,
How am I supposed to
uh,
know?
yeah. It's
And
hard.
then one
It's
girl helps one of the other girls, and I'm like, wait, I thought you were fighting her. Oh, these ones are on a team together.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it to me the two biggest takeaways were Natsupoi and Starlight Kid didn't had a weird chemistry together, and
yeah.
then I didn't
Same
like
thing
the
with
chemistry at all between Nakano and what's her face.
uh Kamitani. But I do like the change in belts.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I
Yeah.
think this is what I'm saying. We watching this, I feel like it started to set up a really good like
The seeds are there. They're
they're
planting something
planting
for
good seeds
20.
going forward, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what happened last time. I'm like, I really want to watch some Stardom now, but then Stardom
Yeah.
happens, and I don't watch any. I already missed one whole event that happened
Yeah.
2 days
And I don't
ago.
even think we may review that one.
See, and it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I might just watch it to watch it. I
Yeah.
got to a point with like Marigold and stuff, even where I wasn't even
Yeah.
telling you, I was just watching all the Marigold
The
shows.
Monday Night Magics or whatever they're called.
Monday Night Magic is Noah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, and then I
The,
was watching like random whenever there was a good match on TJPW, I would watch
yeah.
that. But like TJPW is really hard to follow. It's everything just
Yeah.
feels like a house show
Yeah.
where it's just a bunch of random
Whereas Marigold
stuff.
is a little bit more structured
Marigold
and
is like events. They're set, like
yeah.
properly set up events.
Yeah. So
Uh,
it's like a weekly, it is a weekly show.
yeah.
Marigold shows feel like a lot like a women's version of NXT.
Kind of, yeah, but it's I think it's only once a month they have a show, or
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks there's a
Once
show.
every 2 weeks. Yeah. Because I watched a few of them too.
Yeah, I didn't watch any recently, but yeah, I was watching it heavily for a while because it was just good matches.
Yeah. Real big fan of Bozilla. I really like her.
Yeah, Bozilla, that's your German girl.
Yeah. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. Like I said, our first review, our first event of 2025. We started again. We started with Noah, Noah the New Year, featuring the return after 2 years of Shinsuke Nakamura to Noah. So can you believe that Muda match was already 2 years ago?
If I did when they said it,
Yep. So tune in tomorrow for that. And also tune in to Spotify. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. So if you can't watch the video right away, you can listen to the podcast and then go back and watch the video because help that algorithm out. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.